Say hello to the Crossbow. So now that I've given you guys some time to catch up, let's get into why I'm making a video on this thing, and why Battlefield 4 is in the title of this video when I am obviously playing Battlefield 3. So, the XBOW was a gadget that came with the Aftermath DLC for Battlefield 3. It was one of the best and innovative gadgets thus far that I have gotten to use in the series, and back when this DLC came out, which was December time of 2012, everyone, and I mean everyone, was using this thing. Now, in order to unlock the XBOW, you needed to win 3 rounds of Scavenger, which was fairly simple to do. Now, if you don't know what Scavenger is, or you've never played Battlefield 3 for some strange reason, basically it's a domination-styled game mode where you pick up a new weapon once you run out of ammo for your current one. Now, the reason this mode was so fun is because of how simple it is. You run out of ammo, you pick up a new gun, rinse and repeat, so on and so forth. Now, the real catch comes when there are different types of weapons scattered throughout the map. Now, for instance, you could have picked up a sniper rifle and then a few feet away there's an M5K. So, this new mode offered something a lot of others did not, which was forcing you to try out new weapons. Now, in turn, this encouraged you to try out different roles on the battlefield, which was always a good thing. It kind of got you out of your comfort zone a little bit. So, that is mainly the reason for this mode's success, in my opinion. Now, this nifty little gadget had the ability to use 4 different types of ammo: default, scan, explosive, or balanced. Now, the good thing about this was the fact that you could have switched them at any given time while you were playing on the battlefield. So, for instance, you're a recon running the regular bolt and all of a sudden a vehicle comes up out of nowhere. Now, all you have to do is just switch to the explosive bolt, and depending on what type of vehicle it actually is, you will easily be able to take it out. Now, there were kind of various things that went into balancing each individual bolt. I mean, say you're using the explosive bolt and you want to take out an infantry player that's about 200 feet away. It's just not going to happen. Now, this thing has a very low flight time after being shot. I think it's like 10 meters, maybe even further. But you had to really get up next to somebody to actually take them out using the explosive bolt. As for the balanced bolt, it has a reduced damage, and in order to get a one-shot kill with this thing, you needed to hit somebody in the head, and to actually achieve something like that, it was pretty tedious and it took a lot of hard work and practice. Now, since I just recently unlocked this bad boy for the PC, I only had the regular bolt unlocked. And still, this thing does some serious damage. I think I pretty much always got a one-shot kill on somebody to the chest or higher, which was pretty fair considering it takes about 10 seconds to reload this thing. So, now that you know a little bit more about the Crossbow, let's get into why this thing was so well received by the community. Now, first off, like I said earlier in the video, it is one of the most balanced gadgets I have ever used. I mean, not only that, but the fact that I would get all excited whenever I would get a kill with it. It's just one of those things that you just have to laugh at whenever you kill somebody up close with it. Now, with the Final Stand DLC for Battlefield 4 rapidly approaching, we've gotten word of a spider bow or compound bow that could potentially be a reward for the next phase of the Phantom program. Now, obviously, we will not see the same exact crossbow that we saw and loved back in BF3, but I wanted to kind of shed some light on Battlefield 3's version because I want the compound bow to have almost the same characteristics as the Battlefield 3 one. You know, just have some of the same types of bolts or innovate like DICE LA has been doing, and bring us some new futuristic bolts along with it. I mean, Final Stand has opened the doors to endless possibilities when it comes to that kind of 2142 stuff, and I'd really love to experience the same love for the crossbow that I had back in BF3 on the Frostbite 3 engine, and I'm pretty sure a lot of veteran players would appreciate that as well. I mean, Battlefield 4 was not what most of us expected it to be at launch. We expected a working game, that it was actually fun, so the least they could do is give us a veteran type of gadget. I mean, that way Battlefield 4's life cycle ends on a high note rather than being remembered as a broken game for the past 11 months or so that it's been out. Now, another reason that I'd love to see a similar gadget return to Battlefield 4 Final Stand is because a lot of other people enjoyed using the thing. Now, I had started playing Battlefield 3 later on in the game's life cycle, I want to say December of 2012 roughly, so I got a good year or so out of the game before Battlefield 4 came out. Now, in that time, I used the XBOW quite a lot, and it's just one of those gadgets that just stands out from the rest. And also, I noticed how many people were actually using this thing at the time, because I got BF3 right after Aftermath came out, which included the XBOW. Now, it is one of my favorite gadgets in any Battlefield title thus far. Now, if you've not given this thing a chance, or maybe you just haven't given BF3 a chance, I highly recommend doing so. That game is just so much better than Battlefield 4 in my honest opinion, simply due to it not having any game-breaking bugs whatsoever. Now, to be fair, Battlefield 4 is going to be getting a fall patch in the last week of this month, September, that will bring over all the new community test environment stuff and will hopefully get rid of all the bugs that have plagued the game for quite some time now. The XBOW also allowed you to adjust your playstyle in just a few seconds time. Now, for instance, say you don't have a suppressor and you've just flanked a large group of enemies, the first few seconds after you've killed one of them, you're going to light up like a Christmas tree on the enemy's minimap, and they're going to know where you are. Now, if you are using the crossbow, you can silently kill a few enemy players at a time without giving away your position on the radar. Now, obviously, they're going to see the kill cam, but you can always change positions or just constantly move around. So it does come in handy for certain situations if you don't have a silenced weapon and you don't want to be spotted instantly. Anyways, I just wanted to shed some light on the crossbow since we could potentially be getting another bow type of weapon to use in Final Stand for BF4. Now, I do hope you guys enjoyed this type of video, and if you did, then make sure to drop a like rating on this video. And I also want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on a compound bow for Battlefield 4? And if you like the idea of one being introduced, then what features would you give it to make sure it's as balanced as Battlefield 3's crossbow? Now, if you are new to my channel, I encourage you to subscribe for more Battlefield videos just like this one. But as always, this has been Zynov, and I'll see you in the next one.